What's up, guys? We're back today talking about Tyler Walker, the driver out of Los Angeles, California, who really was the face of the 2002 World of Outlaws video game. And if this is your first time watching, we're doing career videos from the drivers that were in that 2002 video game made by Ratbag. And well, Tyler Walker, he was sponsored by Ratbag. And, you know, doing the history and looking at the results and stories and things like that, getting ready for these videos, I actually had no idea that Tyler Walker only ran that car 2 times. I think it was just at Bristol Motor Speedway for the, the 2000 season. He only ran it twice. And that was the car that probably you were chasing down in most of your races when you were playing this game. Tyler Walker, they probably won't admit it, but they had to have made him so much faster than the rest of the other cars in that game. He was almost always leading the race. And yeah, they won't admit it, but he was super fast compared to the rest of the AI drivers in that game. So Tyler Walker, obviously one of the more, how do you want to put it, controversial drivers out there. Got in trouble with the law and things like that. But he did have a relatively successful career and was one of the more recognizable drivers in sprint car racing for a large part of the mid 2000s and late 1990s. So Tyler Walker only had one real full-time season as a World of Outlaws driver, and that was in 1999. So he had 85 starts 1998, I should say. He had 85 starts that year. He had 3 wins, 13 top 5s, and 41 top 10s. He would finish up 11th in the point standings that year with the World of Outlaws. Now, I have that written in green because that was, the best season he ever had. That was his only season as a full-time driver. But if there is somebody that can let us know down in the comments section below what happened to him in 1999. I was 5 years old at that point in time, so I wasn't around to remember what happened then. But he ran the first 65 races of the season, and the last race was at Knoxville. And then after that, he did not run anymore. I was looking on the thirdturn.com. He had ran a couple of ARCA races, a couple of NASCAR Southwest Series races, but did not run the rest of the schedule after 65 races. And I know that the schedule was more than 65 races because looking at the points results there, I think Steve Kinzer won the championship that year, and he had 93 starts with the Outlaws. So Tyler Walker is missing a significant portion of the 1999 season. Not sure if he went to go run some NASCAR stuff, and that's kind of what took him away. I don't know if he was running some USAC stuff. I know he's a big Silver Crown guy at the time as well, so not sure, but 65 starts in 1999. He had 2 wins, 24 top 5s, 38 top 10s, and he was 17th in the point standings. Once again, that was not a real full-time season for him. So Tyler Walker, his overall World of Outlaws stats, he only had 328 starts to his credit, but he was able to capture 12 victories during that time period. He is 41st on the all-time wins list right now, barring anybody passing him or anything like that. 76 top 5 finishes for 23% of the time Tyler Walker was inside the top 5 when racing against the Outlaws, and 149 top 10 finishes for 45% of the time he was inside the top 10. Now, looking at his accolades and his achievements over his career, he was the 2011 Kings Royal winner in very dramatic fashion when Sammy Swindell blew the right rear tire coming off of turn number 4, and Tyler Walker snuck by and was able to get the win. What's significant about that is it was a long period of time between wins with the Outlaws for Tyler Walker. I want to say, I could be wrong, but I want to say it was like 2005 or maybe 2004 that was his last win previous to that. And it was actually the very first race of the year with the Outlaws at Manzanita Speedway. And then he comes back, 6-7 years later or so, and wins the Kings Royal. Would not win another World of Outlaws race after that. He was also a 2-time winner during the Front Row Challenge during the Knoxville Nationals week over at Oskaloosa. 1997 winner at the Brad Doty Classic. That was under the All-Star Circuit of Champions. He was the 1996 Knoxville Nationals Rookie of the Year, and I feel like that's a pretty significant achievement. We've seen some pretty big names become the Rookie of the Year at the Knoxville Nationals and go on to do some pretty incredible things. He was the 2009 Golden State Challenge Series or King of the West Sprint Car Series champion. He has 16 wins between KWS, Golden State Challenge Series, and the NARC Series. I don't know why we have to change the names so many times with that series, but 16 wins for him. He was the 2009 series champion. He He was also the 2002 Gum Out champion with the World of Outlaws Gum Out series. He had 11 wins that year, so I'm kind of confused as well with this. He runs in 1998 full-time with the real World of Outlaws, almost runs the entire 1999 campaign. Then in 2000, 2001, he's running some NASCAR stuff, running a little bit of USAC stuff as well, sprinkles in some sprint car stuff in there as well, but then comes back and runs Gum Out in 2002. It was a really confusing maneuver there. Gum Out at the time, I think, was only 30 races, and he ran all of those, and like I said, got 11 wins and won the championship there. So not sure what was going on there. 1997, he was the All-Star Circuit of Champions Rookie of the Year. He has 8 total wins with that series, but in his rookie season in 1997, he was able to get 7 victories and Rookie of the Year honors. He was 6th over on the point standings that year. So he did it the right way. He ran the All-Stars, and then he went full-time with the Outlaws, but then he went backwards and went to Gum Out in 2002. Not sure what was going on there. Also in 1998, he swept the Western World Championships at Manzanita Speedway. And I'll tell you right now, I would have to think that Manzanita Speedway might be the best track for Tyler Walker. He had like 10 starts, 4 wins, 12 starts, 4 wins, 10 top 5s, like 10 top 10s and 8 top 5s. Average finish was like 6.5. He absolutely loved Manzanita Speedway, especially when the Outlaws were in town. So Tyler Walker, definitely a very interesting career for him. And I found it interesting as well that, I thought the whole time when I was playing this 2002 game that he must have ran a full season under the Rat Bag sponsorship, the number 10 car. But from what I could find on the internet, he only ran it 2 races, and they were both at the Bristol Motor Speedway. He was able to win the Dash one of those nights. His best finish in that car was a 6th place run at Bristol. So, Tyler Walker, it sounds like he's up in Washington State now, has his own business, if I was reading correctly on there. And so hopefully everything's going well with him. I was able to actually watch him race and win a race at the Silver Dollar Speedway back in, I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2016, 17 or so, when he was driving the green and black 88 car for Richie Rich in the Tin Pimp Motorsports. That was the same car that Tanner Thorson actually drove to a 2nd place run with the Outlaws during the Gold Cup. So I did get to see Tyler Walker race, got to see him win, and he was a great talent, but obviously some other outside circumstances took place, and he probably should have been a lot more successful, but things just did not work out in that way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video on who was the face of the game back in 2002, Tyler Walker. And you've probably been beat by him a lot in that game, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back here tomorrow for another one. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button if you can. Comment down below who you would like to see next on the channel for this game, and hit the like button as well. Thank you.